Honey, I'm so proud of you. Look at this wine that you did on your own.
Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to show you how I made wine by myself with a wine kit, a little bit of supplies, which you can get off of our Amazon store, and it tastes amazing.
Be good, baby, be good. Be good like you know you should. We're rocking it together. Do good and good will follow you.
Okay, check out our Amazon store for some wine kits. We have some of them on there. If you're going to make it the old-fashioned way, get our book. Our book has all the instructions on how to make great tasting fruit wine. So today, Todd surprised me with this Twisted Mist. It is a Pina Colada flavored winemaking kit. So we're gonna unbox it and see what all is in here. Obviously, we're not gonna have to cut up any fruit, so it's gonna be a little bit quicker. I'm excited.
Now, one thing I did want to say, I'm going to show you how to make this with real fruit. But like Laura just said, we want to show you the easy way how to use these wine kits because they include everything. You only need a few supplies. I got them over there. We'll show you as we go. But I'm going to show you how to do this with real fruit. And one thing I wanted to say in here, if you jump the gun and you don't wait for that video, never ferment real coconut. This has got coconut in it. Let's just open it up, hon, and show you.
Additives, instructions. That looks yummy. It's heavy. This is the Chido sand. I'm guessing this is kind of like the star sand that we use. I thought it was like
clear.
Okay. See, I'm learning as we go too. Your yeast.
Seal salt?
Yes. Thank you, honey.
Goes with the Cheeto sand.
Sulfate sorbate. Bentonite. I know what that's for. It is what I thought it was. This is cool.
What?
These are labels for the bottles. There's a lot. There's a lot. This is cool. I love that they did that. I'm just going to follow all the instructions and we're going to walk you through it as we go. It looks like there's 5 main steps. Your primary fermentation, stabilizing and degassing, clearing, polishing, racking, aging, and then bottling. Step 1, clean and sanitize all the equipment being used and be sure to bring all your kit components up to room temperature. This kit did not come with any sanitizer, so make sure that you're using your sanitizer. I'm sure you've heard Todd say it more than once. The biggest failure for winemaking is not properly sanitizing, so please make sure that you're sanitizing all of your equipment. One thing that is really helpful is to make sure that you fill your squirt bottle. If you have a spray bottle, you should have a spray bottle. Fill that up with sanitizer and keep it on hand for sanitizing your paddles as you stir. So let's get the inside of our bucket sanitized here. You want to spray it down really, really well. Next step is to add the bentonite to your primary fermentation bucket. So we're going to put that in, and it says with 8 cups of warm or hot tap water. Okay.
See how easy this is?
It is easy. It does say it's not necessarily that it has to all be dissolved. Just give it a simple stir. It says it might not actually dissolve the whole way. Okay, next step is to pour the juice contents out of our bag into our bucket. So we got our big bag open. We're gonna put this in. It smells pretty yummy, by the way.
That don't look like Pina Colada, hon.
It smells pretty good.
Does it?
Yeah. You should rinse this bag so that way you get everything out of this bag. So we're gonna put a little bit of water in here. Put the lid back on, shake it up pretty good. Bag all rinsed out, so we have all the contents in there. And it wants us to stir this up a bit.
Now, per the instructions, it's saying you add this water up to the 6 gallon. Remember, this is a 6 gallon batch. But me and Laura, we like a little bit stronger wine, so we're not going to put quite 6 gallons. We want a stronger wine. We're going to test it with a hydrometer with our potential alcohol. And that's where we're going to get it between that 12 and 15%. Is that it?
That's it.
All right, fast forward. That's a lot of wine, hon. How many gallons?
6.
And how many bottles is that going to be?
Probably about 30.
All right, Laura's sanitizing the hydrometer. We're getting that in there. So the instructions say what, hon?
To get your day 1 specific gravity between 1.046 and 1.054. So we are a little bit at the high end at the 1.05. However, we like our wine a little stronger, so we're going to leave it there. We're not going to add any more water. Okay, so the next step is to sprinkle the yeast in.
Which comes included.
It does, and Todd has reminded me that we're only doing this on day 1 because we have this kit. Normally, when he makes wine with fresh fruit, we have to wait 24 hours before we can add the yeast because we put the CAMPDEN tablets in there.
But this is pasteurized juice, so
Yeah.
that's the difference from using fresh fruit. And what's it say? Just
Just sprinkle it in on top.
Do you have to stir it?
No, do not stir it.
Do not stir.
Just sprinkle it in on top, put your lid on, and let it go.
We're making wine, honey.
It smells good. It's on.
We did.
Okay. We filled our airlock up about halfway with our sanitizer. It does say to use a different solution. We never do that. We just use our sanitizer. Your lid on and secure it to your bucket.
And that's it for day one. We literally could have did this in like 15 minutes if we weren't recording a video.
Yeah.
But now let's fast forward to day two. Shh. Don't tell Laura what I did. If you follow these directions exactly, you're going to come out with a wine that's semi-sweet, probably somewhere 5 to 7% if you hit their marks and their instructions. But what I did when Laura wasn't looking, I added a simple syrup here to get this up to about 13 to 14% ABV. That's where we like it. What you could have did in their instructions is not put as much water. They wanted you to fill it up to the 6 gallon mark. Don't do it that high. Maybe go to 4.5 gallon, test it, and see where the ABV is.
Honey, we don't have to come back tomorrow. We don't come back for 14 days. So
14 days?
14 days.
We got a cruise to get on.
I know.
All right, I wanted to jump in here. You see how fast this thing's going? That's what you want. It is okay to open this up in the first 5 to 7 days and take a look at it and stir it a little bit. Your wine needs oxygen. I'm just gonna let some oxygen in her, stir it in, and let it go.
So day 12, 13, 14, kind of start watching it. We've checked the airlock. Bubbling has come to a crawl. So now it's time to check the specific gravity. If that's where we want it to be, then we're going to get it into our secondary. I'm going to take this off just so I don't have a mess. Oh, made a mess anyway. Ooh,
What's it smell like?
not good.
What's it smell like, honey?
Like wine.
Now you might have a little sulfur smell, but that's just the dead yeast. That's what we're getting out at this step. Get the hydrometer and float it in there, honey.
And we did sanitize the hydrometer, so.
And it should go all the way down. I'm gonna get you close up here and see where we're at.
So there you have it. We have our reading, 0.99. We started with a specific gravity of 1.050. So if you go to Brewer's Friend, thanks honey, and you type in those calculations, you'll see that this one is gonna be at 7.88% ABV.
And we'll show you here.
Okay, so we sanitized our carboys.
Dump it back in.
I'm not strong enough. And I've sanitized our racking cane. Yes, we have 6 gallons of wine. You don't have to use a 6 gallon carboy. We're gonna use 2 3 gallon carboys. So we're gonna put half in each carboy. Okay, put this in here, put this one down into our carboy, and we'll start to siphon, and Todd can come around and get a close up for you.
We're making wine, honey.
There it goes.
Pina Colada wine. I can't wait to try this when it's all done, you know it?
There's a lot of yuck
Tilt
left.
it.
Yeah.
That's what you want. That's all our dead yeast muck.
Okay, so we've got the wine racked into our secondary. Again, we split it into 2 3 gallon carboys. So we're gonna add the sulfite sorbate next. It does come in a packet, but I wanted it out of the packet because I'm splitting it, so I wanted to make sure that I had it right. So we're gonna add that straight to the carboy. And then we're gonna take our sanitized stir stick, and it says to stir it vigorously for about 10 minutes. So remember, we're still on step 2, which is the stabilizing step. So now we're going to add the caselasol, and that is step 1 for refining. So we'll get that in there. And again, I split it up because we used 2 carboys instead of 1. And you're going to stir this in as well. All right, so we have those 2 additives in. We're going to come back in 24 hours, add our Cheeto-San, which is our second step for refining. We are on day 14, and remember, this is going to be done in 30 days.
Now, don't worry about this headspace. We're going to deal with that tomorrow with that extra, the Pina Colada fruit mix. Right now, get your airlocks in here. That's it. You want to put these in a dark place so light doesn't hit it. And like Laura said, back
24 hours.
from now.
So we're day 15, 24 hours from what we did yesterday. Today we're going to add the flavor pack to our carboys, and we're also going to add the Cheeto sand. So since I do need to divide this into both of the carboys, I'm going to dump it into my large measuring cup, and then I'll evenly distribute it between the two. It also says to use 1 cup of water to rinse out the bag, so then we'll do that as well. 6 cups, so I'm going to put 3 cups in each carboy. I hope I don't make a mess. So I put a little bit of water in here, about 3 cups, to swish it around and get the rest of that. We have some headspace that we need to reduce. You can use water, you can use wine. We're using the water here that I rinsed the measuring cup out with. Okay, so we have our juice in there from the flavor pack. It does say to give that a good stir. So we're gonna do that. Okay, the last thing we need to do in this step is add the Cheeto sand packet. And again, I opened it and split it up into 2 smaller containers so that I don't, put too much in one and not the other. And this is what's gonna clear that wine. It's gonna pull all the sediment to the bottom, which is exactly what we want. All right, so now we're gonna give that Cheeto sand a nice stir, forwards and backwards. Make sure you're really moving it around. We're gonna watch this. The instructions in the kit say that within 7 to 14 days, this wine will be perfectly clear, ready for bottling. We're gonna get our airlocks back on. I gotta sanitize those.
All right, honey, I'm so proud of you. Look at this wine that you did on your own.
It's really pretty, I love it. It's like gold.
Yeah, what step are we on?
Step 4, polishing, racking, and aging. And I just want to say this has been easy. I know I have Todd, who's a professional, to help me, but even if you don't, I think I'd have been able to do this without his help. So, okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to taste it because I want to see if it's sweet enough for me. Even though it came with sweeteners and everything, everybody has a different taste, how we're going to like it. I just want to see if I need to back sweeten it at all. Pretty good. You might want a really sweet batch or just a semi-sweet batch. The sweetness is perfect for me. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get it racked into our bucket for bottling. We're not gonna bore you with all that. You've seen that a dozen times on all of our videos. What I will tell you is there's no way Todd and I are gonna drink all this wine in 3 months. So if you're going to age it for more than 3 months, you have to use the stabilizer. And they do tell you that in the instructions. If you're going to keep it for more than 3 months, you have to take another extra step, which we're going to do because we're not going to drink all this in 3 months. And look at all that sediment, that gunk. That's what we do not want in our final racking. I can't. Oh, thanks. Okay, and then we are going to sanitize our bottles. Please, this thing's a lifesaver. We have it in our store. You're going to want this for sanitizing your bottles.
Oh my God, hon, you just made Pina Colada wine. How many bottles did you get?
28.
That's a lot of wine.
Yeah. Okay, and another one of my favorite pieces here of this wine kit is that they come with labels. Look how nice that looks for you to give to friends and family. We also, once we were done bottling, had just enough for about 1/2 of a glass, which now we're going to taste it.
Go for it, honey. This
Go
is
first.
your wine. What's it smell like?
It smells so good, and I really like it. We didn't back sweeten it or anything. It was perfect, just the way it was for us.
You're right. I can't explain the flavors.
Yeah.
You smell pineapple. You
Yeah.
smell coconut. It smells
Yeah.
like a pina colada. Delicious. You got to try Laura's new kit.
I hope you enjoyed it. It was super easy for me. That wasn't what I
Stop
wanted to say.
recording.
What was this? What am I supposed to
Stop
say?
recording. Even she can do it.
Thanks, honey. And
Make sure you like and subscribe and follow us on Instagram, HowToDoneRight.
and click that notification bell.
How was
You
that?
forgot that part. It was good.
I passed the test.
The most impressive part was we made all this wine in 30 days. Don't forget, after you get it bottled and corked, sanitize and clean the outside of your bottles and make sure you're laying them flat for storage.
Perfection, honey.
Thanks.
That's a wrap.
Let love shine in your heart each and every day.